What's up, my New World friends? Today I want to talk about the recent influx of videos that have been showing different farming routes for the crafting modifiers, such as Adamant and Harden Crystal. Now, do I think those are good high dollar items that you should go after? Sure, but definitely not by themselves. So essentially, they have a 1 in 1200 drop rate. So say you get 100 chests an hour. Even if you do that, you're looking at only about 1,000 gold for the per hour return investment on the Adamant because it's around 12,000 right now, and then the hardened crystal is even less because it's around 8,000. So, and that's a minimum. So you might get lucky and get one earlier. But so if you are going to do this, I have a couple suggestions here for some different routes, but add some other things into it to make some money. Then I have some alternatives. So stay tuned, and here we go. Okay, like I said, it's not necessarily bad to do these things on their own, but I wouldn't do it as a standalone. I would do it, incorporate it with some other things. So what I would basically do is if you're going to run for the Adamant, it drops in, of course, Great Cleave, which most of the videos are about. We have Reek Water and Brimstone Sands. So I would go on elite chest runs in Brimstone Sands and Reek Water, Siren Stand, and you can get things like Golden Scarabs, of course, in the larger chest. Then you have the small chest where you can also get the Adamant. So I would do those because you're going to make a lot more gold per hour doing that, and you might get lucky and just get one, but it's not your primary goal. And then also, of course, in Brimstone Sands, you'll get the Golden Scarabs, and you can get nice legendary gear that you can either equip, sell on the trading post, or salvage into some of the dark matter and such, and some coin with that. But if you want to do the Great Cleave routes, like they have on the Baggins TV, had a very nice route for that. So in Great Cleave, he goes down to the Iridoon Shrine, and down here you've got the graveyard, which has I think 8 chests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Then there's 22, I think, in the settlement right below it. You can do that in 10 to 15 minutes, and you don't have to necessarily be a high level to do that. You can be like in the 40, 45 range if you want to. It'll just take a little longer to kill the mobs. But once you do that, I would say drop down here off this ledge and then run down here, and there are tons of wordwood trees and gold nodes, and you can kill some wolves for some thick hide as well. And then that'll take about 5 minutes. Run back up here to the Cardoon Shrine, and then I would teleport up here to the Sunder Fort Shrine, and then run down here into this fort area, and then this area over here, and you gather all those chests. There's around another 25 chests there. Then you can go back up here to the teleport, and then you can hit the teleport here and the Battlecast Shrine, which is in Lower Stivkin, and you can hit all these chests. Now, these are going to want to be 60 or 65 to get, so I would do that. And also, if you have some time, you can run out here and then hit these chests in this small fort area here where the bridge is. You get those, and that should take you about an hour, and then jump back down. Now, if you're going to run and try to get the Harden Crystal, now those drop in Shattered Mountains, and Ebon Scale Reach are the best ones for that. So in Ebon Scale Reach, of course, you can run the Imperial Shrine. There's tons of small chests in that. And then in Shattered Mountains, you can run Merc Guard, so you'll get your corrupted portals done for the day, so you can get those chests that come from those and get the extra gold out of that. Or you can run Scorched Mines, which nobody seems to run anymore, but there are probably like 50 or 60 small chests in there, so I think that would be excellent as well. Now, if you want to run the routes to do that to make gold, it's definitely a good way. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you some other ways that you can make even more gold per hour. All right, to give you an example of how bad this actually is to farm Adamant on its own, like I was saying, you might make 1,000 gold an hour if you average it all out and do it over even several days. You can literally go out inside of any settlement and just gather stone, and you can get 10,000 an hour fairly easily. So right now, after trading post fees and such, 10,000 of those is around 1,800 gold, I believe. So I know it's really boring, but just to show you could do that. And then if you had on your pickaxe, if you had moat alignment on there, the different moats, like we'll say fire moat, we'll check those out. Say you have that alignment on there, and you get one of those every once in a while. I mean, you might get 100 of those or 200 of those while you're doing this. So they're like 600 gold. So you're looking at like 2,500 gold an hour just by doing that. One of the other things that you can do is with the same thing is you can go outside of Brimstone Sands and gather the hyssop herbs. So whenever you're gathering those, you're also going to use a aligned harvesting sickle so you can get some moats. Just pick one that's, if you already have one, don't change the one you have, but most of the moats sell for about the same price. So you can do that. So you can make tons and tons of gold doing that. If you're going to do the old banana farm, which I haven't checked the price on that lately, you're going to do the bananas, Okay, they're still around 2 gold. You can get about 1,000 of those an hour still too. And then also, if you use your logging axe with your attunement on there for a moat, you're going to make extra gold doing that. There's also things that you can harvest like bulrush cobs, and they're up there around almost a gold a piece. So you can do that pretty well. Just run around any body of water and do that. Then sometimes you also find like the river crest moats and stuff there as well too. And then let's see here, what else do we have? There are other things like when you're in brimstone sands and you're harvesting, you can do aloe from the succulent plants, and that's still selling very well because you use that in some of your crafting. Is that in your outcasts for your potions? And then always for like rune glass cases and things of that nature, sulfur is very expensive, so you can run around and get that from brimstone sands in those sulfurous pools. Just be careful you don't fall in and get burnt by the acid. Also, sandstone blocks, if I could spell correctly. So we got the sandstone. They're selling pretty well. Um, ectoplasm globs. You see shouts for that every once in a while. They still use those in rune glass cases. So yeah, those are up there around 150. Usually you do that in a group, so that's something else that's nice to do. That's about it for right now. I don't want to give away all the secrets, but those are definitely some ways that beginners can make gold.